So, fun fact about those green truck photo radars, where they love to like prey on your weakness when you're going 2 miles over the speed limit or something stupid like that to make money and then extort it off you first, because it's extortion. They say, pay me this or these really bad things will happen. That's also the defilement of your spiritual daughter, that then kills off the spirit and the spiritual sun in your thought, where the mind is, where the omnipresent God is, who speaks with you of the perfect logic and truth. It shows you stuff too when you're clear and realigned. When you're realigned and then clear, that's what happens. And you know it and you believe it and you feel fulfilled to have every need met. So this whole programming thing, like in the beginning, it describes what happened with the Yaldabaoth. Yaldabaoth, the feminine element birthed without the masculine element being there. This is all one person and one God who made mistakes, who became Yaldabaoth himself. Our children become us, in other words. It's, I was feeling really good about having a family of gods, like it's described that he scrolls about having children. So I figured it is. You have those children. But the description is this of God's behavior, because he was only given intellect and wisdom, and not knowing of an omnipresent God, because he's a baby God. He's a young God. He's the son of God. And then he had sons way too early. Just a child himself, right? I think that's what happened. I think it was a decision-making process. And this Yaldabaoth is a decision of his from a belief birthed in him. But why in the hell would he seduce his own feminine element? And why in the hell would he play with Adam as a boy with intent like that? He wouldn't. So there has to be separate gods for their decisions. Their decisions become life of a person, of a being. You and I are beings, like Sasquatch is. And the closest being in human form on the planet are colored people, but especially the native people and the Aborigines and the Eskimos. You know how I know that? Because they are the worst hit out of all of the colored people who white people condemn, because it's a competition. Because we were born not from God like they were, but born from an intelligent scientist, and then controlled by that scientist, by the torrent of evil that circles the world, which is a physical hacking electromagnetic thing that hacks the electromagnetic pulse in the earth, that reaches into the same frequency into our hearts, which is the conduit for the spiritual truth, emotional truth to get through into ourselves, to feed our uniqueness element, so we can first know ourselves and then be in relationship dynamics with others based on the original relationship dynamic you have with yourself, who the life source empowers with his spiritual elements, hoping that we'll catch on and keep them. And if we don't, then we're going to be left with what we've been thinking of in terms of light or darkness of self, because that's the problem. The original relationship dynamic was fucked with by a spiritual pedophile, Naas. Naas. N-A-apostrophe-A-S. Naas. The third angel of Sophia, sent to enable the pain and torturing she wanted us to experience to hurt Elohim for leaving her. Okay, what the fuck is that? See, that doesn't sound like a god at all. But it sounds like someone who didn't know better and did his best, realized what the problem was and fixed it, and he did. And now is hoping that we get it. Because that intelligent scientist, Elohim, with his feminine element, Sophia, have both returned to the light and now worship the omnipresent God who doesn't like to be worshipped. He wants fairness and equality. That's what he wants, because that's perfection. Fairness and equality among people is perfection, and all he is the perfection of knowing, and he knows all things.